Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and committee members. Welcome to this afternoon's committee meeting. I have asked my colleague to start the YouTube, and we do have quorum. So, Mr. Chair, once we hit 12 o'clock, you can go ahead and begin.
Okay, thank you. I guess there's just seconds to go here. So we'll wait patiently. The official beginning. There we are, 12 p.m. Welcome everybody. Good to see people. They're still surviving through the plague. So I'll call the meeting to order. And the second item of business is the approval of the agenda. Would someone like to make a motion for that? Ms. Wallace, seconder. Councillor McLaren, I know he's there, I just can't see him. So any additions, subtractions from the agenda? Not seeing any. I just want to say that I have to go off screen a certain amount to see Councillor McLaren, so I may have to do that periodically. Otherwise I won't know what he's doing. So that would be dreadful. Anyway, all those in favor of the agenda as presented, please vote. And that's good, thank you. And confirmation of the minutes of the meeting of December 21st, 2021. Mr. Knox will make the motion to approve. The seconder, Mr. Storms, thank you very much. Any additions or subtractions? And I can see that Councillor McLaren is behaving himself. So all those in favor, please vote. Okay, that's unanimous. Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Apparently no one's figured out how to make money out of this. So we'll pass on to the 5 delegations. I don't believe we have any delegations. 6 briefings, we have no briefings. Business is 7. There are new appeals, there are none that I know of. I'm expecting Ms. Fawcett to correct me if I'm wrong about that. And 7B is 1081 Montreal Street. It's an update, and I think we should call on Mr. Baldwin from the city to do that for us, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, I will give a brief overview of 1081 Montreal Street in the order that's on it. It's been before the committee a few times at this point, so. But last we had touched base about it. I believe we were just waiting on the owners of the property to reach out to our planning department to start the process on their end, and then we were going to go ahead and close the order. Everything on the order, Remedy, I'm assuming everyone has it with them. Okay. Everything's been completed. We're just waiting on that last heritage piece at the bottom. And I believe that's what we were waiting on from the last meeting as well. So I'm hoping that the representatives for 1081 Montreal can possibly touch base on that and let us know what's going on. And sorry, just so the committee knows, the order was issued back in October of 2019, so it's been on here for a while.
All right, so everything on the order except for the heritage part, I guess, is being covered off. So what state is the heritage situation like, or do we have to call Mr. Leary for that? Oh, there's a hand up. Mr. Francos.
Hi. As the owner of Sterling Maple and the property, I'm here with Mike Keene. And would you like me to provide a quick update on our status as we move this property and the development forward for the committee?
I think that would be really good. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we last met on the 19th of October, and I talked to the group that reminded them that our plan is to develop seniors apartments on the property. We are continuing down that path. We have some of our funding in place, but we still don't have all of our funding. We're making great progress. We were targeting early 2021 to be complete, and we are near complete, but not quite there. As soon as we are complete, we will move forward with
Mr. Francois, could you get closer to the mic or?
Sure.
Sorry,
Were you able to hear what I've said so far?
I did. I was just concerned that maybe others didn't. So,
Okay, great. So just mentioning that we are proceeding down the path to full funding. And in my mind, the importance of full funding is critical prior to advancing our design and approaching the city with our application for development. So we're near complete and expect to be moving forward shortly. But for clarity, we still have a bit of work to do here. I want to point out that we acquired the property on October the 4th, 2 days after the order to remedy was issued. So our track record, if you like, as owners of the city, I'm hoping that we've demonstrated some confidence in Jonathan and his team, or Dan Hazel and the team, that our goal is to be compliant with the city. We've met, we took action immediately on, in fact, even before we acquired the property, I was trying to work with the vendor to get him to take action. We took action immediately on our acquisition of the property to clean it up, to work with Carl Bray and have a heritage impact statement completed. It's in draft format still, but it was completed in early 2020 to understand what we were facing. We've had John G. Cook, engineering consultants that are experts in the reclamation of heritage buildings, provide a structural assessment and recommendations for us. That was done in July of 2020. It was updated after the fire in September. There was a small fire there in September of 2020. And immediately prior to this meeting, I had Naka Murray, who was the engineer on site, along with John G. Cook, update the structural status and confirm that the building is safe and secure as it stands. It is fenced as per the city's request at these meetings. So there is fencing that's around it. I've got a local gentleman that Mike Keene has recommended to me that's maintaining the property in good order, clearing all garbage. Unfortunately, for some reason, it also appears that people take some liberties with the dumping of garbage. We'll have a gentleman cleaning that off regularly, keeping the area clean of snow of ice. Basically, we met the order, as Jonathan Baldwin has pointed out. We will proceed with the final heritage application alongside with our site plan application. And maybe Mike can comment, but I will request for the committee's consideration. This order has been out since we've acquired the property in October of 2019. Andrea Gummo on July the 20th asked the committee that we close the order, or that the committee closes the order and passes the responsibility to ensuring our compliance with the city's desires with regard to the heritage piece, the little farmhouse on the property, that the city staff look after that in their normal course of going through the application. I think Dan Hazel expressed some concerns and has recommended the order be left open in case of non-compliance in the future. And he reiterated this in the October 19th meeting. But I just want to say that Sterling Maple has been, I think, proactive in the maintenance of the property, in the meeting of the committee's concerns. And I would request again that we pass this on to city planning staff. And with that, I think I've updated you. Maybe we can pass it over to Mike Keene to add in anything I've left out, if that would be all right with the committee.
We can do that, and then we'll hear from Mr. Leary, okay? So Mr. Keene wishes to continue.
Yeah.
There you are.
I will be super brief, Mr. Chair. I think Mr. Francos covered it off very nicely, and I don't actually have any information to add. He covered kind of the history very well, and you know, just the fact that between that person that Mr. Francos has hired, I also keep an eye on the property in terms of making sure that any new trash that gets dropped off is removed promptly. And I drove by this morning just to have a look, and the one thing we stopped doing was we actually stopped plowing the driveway this year because it was making it easier for people to throw garbage in. So the sidewalk's cleared across the front, but we're not plowing a little opening down into the lot anymore. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Fair enough. Mr. Leary, did you have something you wish to add?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just quickly, in case, I'm sure you've heard this before in some of your earlier meetings, but this property is not a designated property under the Heritage Act. It is simply a listed property, which means while we do believe it is a heritage property worthy of conservation, the city doesn't have the tools to require a heritage permit for changes to the building. So at this point, unless the applicants want to knock it down, we don't have a formal process in place to review it. So we will be relying on when the applicant makes their development application to submit their studies, as the owner has mentioned, from Mr. Bray and Mr. Cook, and we will review the heritage impacts at that point. So we leave it in your hands to the future of this order, but just for the committee's information, we certainly are in a position to review the impacts of the future of this building at the time of a development application submission. So thank you.
All right. Does the committee have any questions they wish to raise? Councillor McLaren.
May I ask how long it can expect the development application to take before it's applied?
Hey, Gary.
Hi, Councillor McLaren. So I don't have a firm time frame for you. I would say that we are having a very productive discussions to close up our point.
Oh, excuse me, there's a problem. There's interference, so I think we're getting every second word. Are we better now?
I can hear everybody.
Okay. We hear you much better now. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Councillor McLaren, thank you. The financing process has been challenging for Sterling Maple, candidly. With COVID, we have had several groups that originally on our property acquisition were in place to assist with the financing, have stood back for varying reasons related to the current business environment. We've been working hard to find substitutes and we're having some strong success there, but it has taken this amount of time to come close to closure. I expect we'll need another, I'm going to say 2 to 3 months here and before we're able to move forward. I'm working hard to move it as quickly as possible. And, you know, candidly, we have the money in the bank when we actually have a check in our hands. And you know, until then, I can't say anything more than that.
Thank you. Just a sec while I look. Any other questions from the committee? I have one from Mr. Baldwin, and that is that two things. Okay, on the property standards side, you've indicated that things have been cleared up. So if we, if the committee votes to, I'm pressed for the word now, remove the order, then will this harm the heritage application in any shape or form, as we heard referenced by Mr. Francois with Mr. Hazel's concerns?
No, I think it'd be fine if the orders are removed. I don't think it'll affect the heritage application process at all.
Okay, and I got the same message, if the committee concurs, from Mr. Leary, more or less the same message, I think. So, does anyone wish to make a motion to deal with the matter before us? Wait a minute. I don't see any hands up.
I've got my hands up.
Okay, what are you moving?
I move that we close the file on the property standards complaint.
Okay, Ms. Willis? Yes, are you seconding or?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay. All right, so the motion's on the floor. Does the committee have any comment? Okay, I thought Ms. Willis had a comment there. That I am wrong. So we'll put the motion to a vote. All those in favor? Thank you. Just one sec, keep your hands up. Good, thank you. A lot of people at this meeting. Okay, thank you. So that's passed. I don't believe we have anything else under this item. Madam Clerk, can you confirm, please?
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right, then passing on to item 8, motions, there are none. 9, notice of motions, there are none. Other business, I believe there's none. And 11, correspondence, there's none. The next meeting is set for March 22nd, 21, but I'm not sure we have anything, but you never know. So the clerk will let us know, I presume. And so that arrives us at 13, adjournment. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Mr. Storm, seconded by Mr. Knox. All those in favor? And half a second here. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.